What's up, guys? It is Dan from FightWave, and today I'm joined by somebody I'm very excited to speak with personally. If you know anything about me, you know I'm a proud Armenian. You know I love putting on for Armenian fighters when they do decide to come on the platform. And today's guest, in my opinion, is one of the most exciting young Armenian talents coming up right now from Armenia originally, training in Colorado right now. He was representing the Petrosyan Dojo in Armenia, in Yerevan, if I remember correctly. Right now, he's at Elevation Fight Team. You guys know the guys that come out of Elevation. The Corey Sanhagens, the Neil Magnis, the Drew Dobers, the Basil Hafezes. That gym is stacked with talent, and this young buck is there soaking in all the knowledge, studying in the States as well. In my opinion, one of the most promising young talents on the amateur scene right now, set to make his pro debut in the coming months or years. I'd be keeping a tentative eye on him. Today I'm joined by Spartak Mikaelyan. What are we doing today, Spartak? Laves achberes, almeniche lava. How is everything, brother?
Thank you, brother. Thank you for this opportunity. I'm really happy to speak with you. Just training all day and studying here in Colorado.
Definitely. A busy lifestyle, to say the least, studying computer science, as well as, today was the funnest day of the week, sparring week at Elevation Fight Team. How has everything been since coming to Colorado? I know you've been here for a little bit, and just training with some of the best guys. How has everything been since moving from Armenia to Colorado?
Yeah, actually, first time it was really difficult because my whole life I live in Armenia. I was born and raised there. And this is my second year actually in Colorado. I really like it here. I like the university. I like the opportunities I have. I like the guys I can train with, like UFC fighters. I never trained with someone who fought in UFC like in Armenia, and here you have that great opportunity. And I really like it here.
No, yeah, definitely. And, you mentioned the first time around, moving from Armenia to here. It was difficult, to say the least. You came here when you were 16, 17 years of age. Now you're 19. Talk to me about some of those challenges and what kind of made you take the decision to come from Armenia to Colorado in the States. And ultimately, how do you think that decision has kind of benefited you in your pursuit of becoming a professional fighter?
Yeah, at first it was a hard decision because, a lot of my family is in Armenia. All my friends are in Armenia. And it was very hard decision for me. But eventually, I can see now that was a right decision. For both studying and training, I just can see all of the opportunities I have here. Also, I found a lot of friends in Colorado. Arut, he's helping me with everything in the gym, giving me advices and helping me in any way he can. Very grateful for that. Yeah.
No, yeah, definitely. And Arut Pogosyan, a person we've brought on the page before, somebody who I consider a good friend, and more importantly, somebody who's a great, I think, ambassador for our sport, a great person for the Armenian community in fighting. He fought on the PFL Challenger Series. He's fought across the regional scene, all across California, and, just not California, but the United States. He's fought across all the states. And just a great person to have. What's it been like to have him as kind of the guidance? He's an older figure in the fight game, also a fellow Armenian. What's it been like to have him as just someone to go to and ask for help? And also, you guys are acquainted via Elevation Fight Team. I know I was gonna make that mistake once. Elevation Fight Team. What's that been like to go there and see the work that he does, and more importantly, also you get the work and training there as well. So first, what's it been like, having Arut in your corner and just being able to talk to him? And two, what's it been like to go to Elevation Fight Team and train with the guys, and as well as Arut at times?
So Arut, as I said, is helping me with everything he can. He's giving me always advices in Armenian during the sparring day, so nobody can understand. And he's helping me with my striking a lot because I'm mostly doing grappling and wrestling during my fights, and he's telling me how important it is to evolve also in striking. So yeah, it's just very it's very exciting for me to watch how we are going to grow, how I'm going to grow, and how he's going to help me with all his knowledge.
No, yeah, definitely. Don't make it try it of Batsatrum. I had never heard anyone, But more importantly, I want to, highlight your experience. Like you said, originally you're a grappler. Your expertise is in grappling. You're just very comfortable on the ground. We saw that in the fight with Gimbat Magomedov, who is also another very promising amateur guy, which you went in there and, you performed the upset. Though to those who knew, it wasn't an upset. You went in there and defied the odds, more importantly. Talk to me about adding that layer of striking to your game and how you feel like your striking has improved since the IMMAFs. Because I know when you went to the IMMAFs, your grappling was on full display, but the striking was still very raw. It needed to be refined and fixed a little bit more. So what was it like being able to fix the striking up a little bit, and how do you feel like it's improved since IMMAF Worlds?
Yeah, so here in Elevation Fight Team, as you know, there are a lot of great strikers, and when you are doing sparrings with that type of guys, you know that you will feel yourself more comfortable during the real fights because they are in a very good level. They are great strikers, and yeah, during the IMF, I was very confident about my grappling. That's why I had like 3 submissions, and the final match was split decision. Yeah,
No, yeah,
and
definitely.
also like I think that's part of my style that like I'm trying to use every opportunity for submission. So I'm always trying to always trying to go for a finish. So yeah.
No, yeah, absolutely. And one thing I want to highlight is, of course, your grappling is very good. Your grappling, in my opinion, Armenia, just in terms of grappling as a whole, it's our bread and butter, from Greco-Roman wrestling to even right
Yeah.
now the incorporation of freestyle elements into our wrestling. Judo is a very prominent sport in Armenia. Jiu-jitsu, we've got a lot of great practitioners. Edwin Najwi is a notable one here in the States. We've just got a lot of great grapplers. So what's it been like for you to go and, like you said, you submitted all 3 of your opponents at IMMAF Worlds, earlier last year, if I remember correctly, or last year, if I remember correctly. What's it been like for you to kind of see how far Armenia has come in the combat sports world? And also, you're a great ambassador yourself. You going on to the IMMAF Worlds and representing the flag. What was that honor like for you? And also, what was the experience at IMMAF like?
Yeah, so first of all, I just want to mention the clubs I trained in Armenia, the Pedrosan Dojo, where I trained since I was 12, under Ashot Bedrosyan and Mkhitar Seropian, and also my jiu-jitsu gym, Legacy Jiu-Jitsu in Yerevan, where I trained under Harutyunyan, and like they all have a lot of influence on my fighting style and especially on my grappling. And also, when I moved to Colorado, I was very lucky to find the gym of Michael Liera, Logos Jiu-Jitsu. That is also one very great gym. A lot of nice partners, and especially Michael Liera, who is like living legend of Jiu-Jitsu. And yeah, and I'm always trying to watch him, and when he's like uh, doing Jiu-Jitsu, and even in some way, I'm trying to imitate his style because I feel like he have very he have just great jiu-jitsu skills.
No, yeah, definitely. And I guess just on another note, talk to me a little bit about the IMAF experience. What was it like going to IMAF and competing under the Armenian banner, representing Armenia at that global level? What was that whole experience like? Because it's a once in a lifetime opportunity to be able to represent your country.
Yeah, so it was very great opportunity, but unfortunately, the government is not like supporting financially the Armenian MMA Federation for amateur tournaments. That's why you can see like other like teams, for example, I don't know, Kazakhstan, Tajikistan teams. They have like a lot of athletes, and last year when we went for World Championship, we had like only 4 athletes, I guess, if I'm right, and only two coaches with us. So yeah, it was in some way it was kind of difficult, but we still managed to like won some fights, and also I was able to get a silver medal. And yeah, overall it was very great experience for me, and it's just I think it will help me a lot when I will start fighting as a professional fighter.
No, yeah, definitely. Like you mentioned, unfortunately, right now, I feel like the support in MMA in Armenia isn't really there where it needs to be compared to Georgia, compared to, like you say, Kazakhstan, Russia, Tajikistan, those countries that have a lot of support behind their fighters. Armenia is kind of getting there as of late, but still, it has a long way to go. And I wanted to ask you because you mentioned, there's a lot of talent in Armenia, I think, and there's a lot of guys that are coming up right now who a lot of people don't know. And I want to ask you, in terms of representing Armenia, you've been fortunate enough to get some recognition. I feel like on the global scene, a lot of people look at you, they see your skills, and they credit a lot of your skills to just you being a great fighter, a great athlete. Talk to me about what it's been like for you to see that recognition from coming to younger Armenian fighters, and is there any pressure you feel like on you to like go out there and represent, or are you just going out there and being the best Spartak and best fighter that you can be?
Yeah, I'm just not really thinking about that because most of the people who are following me, who are just watching my fights, are my friends, or as we call like in Armenia, my little brothers. So yeah, just I don't know if I can help them in any way. For example, show some technique. I'm always ready to do that. Yeah, and as you say, Armenia have a lot of young talents, and especially now we can see like in IMMAF that there are like IMMAF division like under 18 years, and this year or last year, I'm not sure, we had like two world champions, and yeah, Jora and David, and both of them I think are going to be. You need to look for them, like you need to follow them because I think they have great future.
No, yeah, absolutely. And I want to ask you because, despite in Armenia itself, not a lot of talent coming out of there right now, we still have a lot of great fighters to look forward to. I mean, I know for you, you're probably very inspired by this recent boom of Armenian fighters in the UFC. You've got the likes of Arman Tsarukyan, our closest chance at the moment to becoming a UFC champion from Armenia. We've got Melsik Baghdasaryan, we got Caitlin Chukagian, Edmund Shabazian, Isaac Dolgarian, and Armen Petrosian right now inside the UFC. You talk to me about the inspiration you get from seeing it be possible. I think a lot of inspiration comes from seeing that someone like you, from your upbringing, from your ethnic background, is doing it at the highest level. How does that inspire you as a young fighter and, make you want to be one of those next fighters that people from Armenia look up to?
So when I first started training MMA, I was only 12, and there weren't like a lot of Armenian UFC fighters, and the fighter I was always like looking at him, and I always liked his fighting style was Gerard Mousasi. Like he was very well-rounded fighter. He's able to strike, he's able to wrestle, grapple, and yeah, I think he's the inspiration for me as an Armenian fighter. And now, of course, Arman Tsarukyan is the best representative of Armenian MMA. Yeah, and looking forward to see how he's going to be a champion.
No, yeah, absolutely. And I think all of us Armenians look forward to just any time an Armenian fights, we get excited and we want to watch them. And I want to ask you just a more unique question because you mentioned off air you're studying right now computer science, which first and foremost, awesome. Second of all, I want to ask you, what's the work-life balance been like for you between training and studying for school? What's that dynamic been like for you? How have you as a young fighter kind of been able to navigate it, or are you able to kind of balance the two?
Yeah, so my whole life was same way because my mother is working in university, and she always emphasized that I need to study, I need to have a good education, and even in Armenia, like I was both training and studying all the time, and it wasn't really hard to balance for me because like nothing changed. Just I moved to Colorado and doing the just same thing, studying and training all the time.
Yeah, so routine. More importantly, you had the routine. And awesome to hear. And Spartak, thank you so much for your time, for the quick chat and
Thank you for
opportunity. Your prowess as a fighter, I want to ask you, I guess, a final question. Your experience, I think, as a fighter from grappling competitions to the amateur experience you've shown thus far, you've shown a lot of glimpses of high potential. You know, you're a very well-rounded grappler. You're adding the striking day by day. And, you know, you're in Colorado right now. Stateside, getting a lot of fights stateside is easier said than done. I wanted to ask you, on a final note, some of your goals for 2024 and how you feel like your experience will fare amongst the U.S. regional scene on the amateur circuit and once you inevitably turn pro.
Yeah, so I tell Arut that I want to fight in US. I want a couple amateur fights here, and he's trying to find some fights for me. And also this year there is going to be European Championships again in Serbia, and IMMAF European Championship, and also World Championships in Uzbekistan. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the tournaments and hoping that I will do good there.
No, yeah, absolutely. And if it's any indication what you did last year at the IMMAF Worlds in Belgrade, Serbia, I think you're going to do even bigger and better things this year. And the floor is yours. If you have any final message to the supporters at home of Spartak Mikaelyan, you know, to the fans maybe that may be watching this, like you said, the little brothers, if you have any message for them, what would be that final message in terms of 2024 for you?
Not really. I don't have any like message. Just train hard. I don't know. Just train hard and make your goals real.
No, yeah, definitely. And to the fans at home watching, especially the Armenian supporters, get behind your fighters. You know, Spartak Mikaelyan, in my opinion, one of the most promising prospects right now from Armenia and training out here in the States at Elevation Fight Team with killers like Corey Sanhagen, Drew Dober, Neil Magny, all of those guys fighting out of Elevation. This is a prospect worth keeping an eye on, and thank you guys so much for watching. I'll be linking Spartak's social medias in the description down below. Do be sure to go give him a follow and support him, because it makes me happier when you guys see, you know, a prospect and you just support them through their upcoming in the sports. So it really means a lot. It's been me, Dan, from FightWave. Have a great day, guys.